or first points for the season. So we will hope to see a strong matchup from both teams. Let's get ready to go here. So Ted, let me know when you are ready to begin those map bans, my friend.
Yeah, well, speaking of map bans, we're going to switch right on over and we're going to give the teams to go ahead to ban. So they have automatically, I asked the teams to do this. They have automatically banned Cafe and Clubhouse, as those were the two maps that were played last week by these two teams. So Cafe and Clubhouse are gone, and we'll see Coastline go out first as well from the Reapers.
I like to see, honestly, both Clubhouse and Coastline go very quickly here. That is going to make for an interesting match, as it's going to be left to Consulate, Oregon, or Villa, as we see Theme Park come out as the ban from Rated. So maps that you don't typically see played as often, and it's going to be actually between Oregon and Consulate.
Ooh, I
So
like
potentially we
this.
get to see another Oregon game here. This will be huge. I haven't personally played an Oregon game, excuse me, in comp, but unfortunately it is going to be an Oregon ban, so we are going to be on Consulate for the first match of tonight between Rated and Reapers. Rated looks like they're going to be taking the attack, and Reapers is going to be on the defense for this one.
That's very important to note, as I have to swap that around. So just a little side note, I mean, in addition to casting, I'm also going to be observing this game. So that's very important for me to know, as I need to swap around some of the attacking sides in the custom game settings here. So we got a little bit here. We need one more player in the lobby, and then we'll be ready to go. In the meantime, Nash. I call him Nash. Sako. I'm sorry.
Either way works, you know.
I'm gonna get confused about it. Give me some of your predictions on, let's say, operator bans and who's gonna take the map.
Okay, well, we're looking at Consulate, so let's first talk about these operator bans here. Typically for Consulate, especially for a defensive team, which is going to be Reapers first today, you would look to see a potential Nomad ban, because Consulate is a very, very roam-heavy map. You see a lot of basement strategies where you contest top floor, and also some first floor or top floor sites where you might want to try and play underneath a little bit. So it's very important for the defense to be able to do that. So they're going to try and get rid of some of the flank watching potential of this Rated gaming attack here. Coming out from the attack side, I would expect to see a Thatcher ban pretty much guaranteed as well, because just Thatcher is such a strong operator right now in the meta that it's honestly always a good idea to take that as a ban here. For defensive bans, it could go any way, because we know Echo is still soft banned in this league here, so automatically he is not eligible to be played. I look to potentially see Rated get rid of Valkyrie, as Valkyrie is very good for allowing runouts, since you can't see the cameras very well at all, especially when you stick them into the palm trees on this map. Other than that, defensive-wise, potentially a Mira ban. So my ban line as a caster right now, I'm saying potentially Nomad, Thatcher, Mira, and Valkyrie. So we'll see how that happens. As for team-wise, it's hard to make a prediction since I haven't really seen these teams in action all too much, just because I've been focusing more on Eastern Conference and VOD reviewing for my own games. But when we look at things, I think it's potentially a little bit more favored by Rated, but I think Reapers has a really good chance of coming out and getting a point or a win here today, since they've had time to VOD review, they've had time to do their homework. My team as well has played against Rated before, and I've also played against Reapers in ranked, actually, but Rated we've played in a scrim. So both teams I know have good fraggers. They have really good potential. I'm excited to see how it happens here. So Reapers with the first ban of the night is going to ban that Nomad. Looks like my prediction coming at least partially true.
And you're just big brain. You know it all. I'm expecting to see that Thatcher now, just because of that. I'm expecting you to have perfect map operator bans here.
If I do, I expect monetary compensation. I hope
Well,
you're watching.
Well, it doesn't matter.
Oh no. Capitao is going to get banned, so Thatcher left on the board. Very surprising, because that basically guarantees that the attack is going to be able to open up that basement triple wall. There's going to be a lot of potential for utility clearing on the top floor, especially if you're pushing from admin side, so it's very strong.
And there's that Valkyrie ban that you were talking about. Yeah, so they're just going to get rid of that. And the last ban, very quickly chosen by the Reapers, and it'll be Smoke.
Ooh. Odd bans coming out today. It's a little bit different from the meta. I mean, Capitao is a very strong operator on this map, because if he gets on those window repels, he's able to shoot the firebolts effectively anywhere to sort of get rid of the defensive players, and then Smoke as well. Very good counter for the attackers, especially in late round plant situations. So interesting to see exactly what's going to be happening here in terms of operator selection. Right now, it looks like it's going to be split site defense first coming out from Humble Fraggers.
That's
So
interesting. Yeah.
love to see that.
And I want to point out as well, Humble Fraggers, they banned the smoke, and they're on defense first. So it's definitely an interesting choice here.
Yeah, I definitely like to see an off-site get taken for the first site. It throws off the attack for sure because you're expecting to really press against that second floor site on a map like Consulate. So we'll see if perhaps the attack is going to be able to adapt here and maybe the defensive strat is going to be able to overcome. We see a Rook get taken as well. Important to note there. I mean, I guess you're looking for the ACOG, but at the same time, you kind of want to take Doc because in comp situations especially, setup time is very important, and on a site such as Split Site, having to lay down those armor plates, have your whole team come by, pick up the armor plates, really detracts sort of from the setup time. So that's something that you typically don't see played, but it is a good utility nonetheless. You do see the ability of gaining a couple extra HP, going automatically into a down but not out state. That does help out.
5 seconds left.
In addition, he also brings those impact grenades, which can be very useful for
Attackers
any sort of rotation making capabilities or any whatever they really need, or the hatch tunnel even, as I see I was going to point that out here. They're opening up some holes here, so maybe they're trying to impact trick some of the hatches if possible.
Yeah, impact tricking is fairly strong. Pretty much any site that has vertical play enabled, and by vertical play I mean that destructible floor. So we will see if they're going to be able to do that. We see some mirror windows also coming out here. Looks like one was placed inside of the break room upstairs, potentially to deny some pushes from admin side. We will see here. Mira looks like she's going to be holding down the site right now as the attack starts to get set up. We see drone play coming out. Buck already opening the window in the copy room here, holding some tight angles onto any players in admin.
He's also running the suppressor, so what interesting to note, you might point out there. He's opening up the wall onto the vending, tonight seeing a little more of those angles, but Sobbing is going to get an early kill, and he's going to run away, and actually, whoa, okay. So they have the long death castle barricaded off, so they can just now get opened, and now Sobbing's going to have to, well, he's going to die. I was going to say he's either going to have to fall back or likely lose his life, but...
Yeah, that was a good refrag there by Rated. I mean, it eliminates the M590 shotgun, which is a huge weapon. It also gets rid of the SMG-11 and potentially a nitro cell as well. And we see Cave Troll getting taken out also by another Rated player, so it's now in a 4v3 situation. Looking pretty strong here for the Rated attack, but as we know, that all could change in an instant here. We have Mira sort of defending the site. Important to note, 2 armor plates did not get picked up as well, so some of that ability is not going to be able to help them out here. Buck opening vertical plate. Oh, a double nitro from Snowy. Beautiful.
Yeah, that's onto the short desk here, and that'll be two huge kills. That may swing around in their favor here.
Yeah, honestly, I mean, I saw that personal experience happen last night. I had a double nitro cell that turned the round around for the team. So honestly, Reaper's looking pretty solid here as we tick down into the final minute of round number 1. Rated, we see the diffuser being carried. I believe that is Yito on the Zofia. Yes, it is. Trying to sort of sneak down Visa stairs, is unaware that she basically has a free push here.
Yeah, they've evacuated the site, and they have no more nitro cells. So they really don't have anything to stop the plant. They have those impacts from the Rook, but that may not be enough. And Rome's already inside of the site. He managed to jump in. He saw that there was nobody here. They do have the Maestro Cam for denial. Rome is playing close. That Maestro Cam will be gone, and Yiva's going to start to do the plant here. Let's see if they're going to be able to use these impacts. And no, it doesn't look like Insane's going to do anything. And Rome will find the kill onto the mirror. That's Snowy gone. And now it's a post-plant situation. They had no denial, and they have the 2 players down below. They got to retake the site now with the vertical play already done by the Buck. You can see he's set up here on the short and has many, many angles open onto the diffuser itself.
Yeah, this is a very, very tough retake situation, as we see actually the Buck getting a double kill there, securing it onto the Maestro, and also Yito finishing it off, and Rated wins round 1. But yeah, that retake situation there, very tough for the defense because they've isolated themselves in basement. And they basically only have 2 potential rotations back up if they want to get back in time to possibly defuse that. They have the spiral stairs, they also have Visa stairs, and both of those are pretty much being held down excuse me, down by the attack, as I have a terrible voice crack.
Yeah, happens to us.
Oh god, it does happen, but you know. So looked pretty solid there for Reapers for a moment, but
that double C4 kill really, Yeah, it really swung it back in their favor, but Rome and Yido were able to swing it back to theirs, and they were able to get the plant down. And like I mentioned, that plant denial was honestly pretty weak. So if they do go there again, I think honestly that rook, the impacts weren't even used.
Attackers need to
So
locate and defuse
definitely
as many
another
bombs as
C4
they
op would
can.
be good. Now we see the impacts being used though. Of course.
Yeah, it looks like impact's getting used very early there from the Legion. We still see 2 more impacts on the board from the Maestro, so that's going to be a big potential play there. Another thing to note as well is if you actually open the site, or excuse me, not site, the hatch into site from the basement, you can play below with a Nitro Cell and potentially deny a plant that way also. So very strong opportunities here. You see some pretty standard Maestro cams coming out there from Orbit. Up top right now, Jaeger going to be reinforcing
10
some
seconds to
CEO
go.
office here, so it looks like it's going to be a pretty heavy top defense, which is what you would
5
expect to
seconds
see on a
remaining.
site such as First Floor on Consulate. And as we get ready to tick over into the action phase, we see 4 operators actually playing above right now, finishing up reinforcements, trying to get their setups all done and dusted before the attack manages to get up and start pushing.
Speaking of the attacker, it looks like they are going to focus on the top floor first. They're not going to fuck about with the basement or even Riza maybe. Yeah, it looks like they're all just dedicating themselves over to the admin push, or at least 3 of them here. Really
I think that's the
focusing
smartest way to be, is to focus on that top floor, because if you decide to just try and push in from first floor,
Attackers have located
a
a
lot of
bomb.
that floor is breakable, and you're opening yourself up to getting shot through the floor. They have like an advantage there almost, peeking through the floor. It's very, very hard to spot somebody looking down on you. So I think it's definitely a good plan to push through admin here, potentially get somebody on those CEO windows to prevent rotations back through towards yellow.
Yeah, and it looks like the defense, I mean, okay, well there goes Snow. He gets down from Rome over on this EO windows. It looks like he's not going to be able to be finished though. Yido jumps into projector and with the gridlock right behind him, Spidey. They're trying to push up here. Cave Stroll, he'll find the first one. C4 goes out. Snowy is still down, but I don't think they're going to be able to pick him back up, quite honestly. He's in a very exposed position. And it looks
Well,
like
if he
Yido's about to push
starts...
up here.
If he started noodling his way over towards Spiral Stairs, he might have been able to save his life, but he wasted a lot of time trying to, like, get in front of that long desk there, so... But that's going to actually count for 2 kills, as the Mozzie, who is playing above as well, is going to get taken out. So right now, in a 4v3 situation, low HP is that Zofia. Jaeger's going to be trying to contest it. I believe the rest of his team falls back, but Spidey, with a nice little double kill there, picks up the Jaeger. Now it's 4v2, and no Nitro Cells to deny here. Buck's going to be able to cleanly open up vertical play. This isn't looking too good here for Reapers. Hopefully we'll be able to see a nice little clutch come out as we see Buck take the suppressor for a 2nd round in a row.
Well, unfortunately, they don't have any C4 to land them a double kill here to try to swing it back. And, okay, Yido's just going to drop. Box Xeno's well down here. Spidey,
Oh,
I
you
think,
know what?
is,
Maestro is down, so that's effectively 1v4.
low HP as well. Zofia Yido is low HP as well, but the Buck will finish it off, and he'll swing around, and he'll finish it with the skeleton key, I think that was. And a double kill there by the end at the end by Buck there. Yeah, that was
Yeah,
the
we've
skeleton
seen Buck sort of clean up these past 2 rounds, I believe. If I'm remembering round 1 correctly, I think Buck is really getting those exit frags for his team. Looking pretty good here as we go into round number 3, rated up 2-0. What are your impressions so far here, Ted? What do you think Humble Frag can do different to potentially pick up a couple rounds here as we move forward?
I mean, the rounds that we've seen them lose both these times, the split and the lobby, both of which are the tertiary and 4th site, really, honestly. I mean, it's just been, they're losing the early engagements, the refrags. You know, they got a kill. Cave Troll got a kill upstairs over by vending machine, I believe. But then they got 2 frags immediately after from the people peeking back as they tried to, you know, refrag the meat that had been downed. And so I think really the biggest thing is just knowing when to peek, knowing when to fall off. Because they got the pick, and then they traded it off with the mute. If they had just fallen at that point, they would have had a 4v4 instead of turning it into 2v4 in the end.
Right, and I know for sure from personal experience, you get a little bit kill hungry. You want to pad your stat line there a little bit, so I don't blame them for trying to take
I don't think it was even that.
engagement,
I think it was just them trying to get the refrags and trying to keep holding that upstairs. But I think that, honestly, in my opinion, they should have fallen off as soon as they got that pick. And then
Oh, I'm not disagreeing with you there. I'm just trying to analyze the thought process here for the Reapers players. You never know. But right here, getting ready. Round number 3 action phase coming out. We see a pretty standard lineup as to what we've already seen coming out from Rated, with one notable exception,
Yeah,
Spidey taking the Yana.
I actually want to point out as well, Thatcher is unbanned, and he is not being blocked by the attack.
Ooh, very good point. I'm always so used to Thatcher being banned that I honestly don't really remember to check for a Thatcher, but you make a really good point there. So Thatcher being gone but not being taken, I'm not quite sure. And then we also see the Hibana come out as well, which not a bad take. You definitely want to have a hard breacher on your lineup, but if you're assuming that a team is going to take basement, which when they show a Kite and a Bandit, you would assume that they would. And oh, an early frag coming out here from the Vigil. Nice job there. But when you see both, or actually 3 hard breach denials with that mute as well come out on the board, you want to assume that they're taking basement. Potentially use your 6-pick and utilize that to get onto the thermite and be able to open up the wall a lot more effectively for your team than a Hibana would.
Yeah, or even the Maverick, as the Maverick is unbanned as well.
True, very true. And Maverick plays, honestly, too. You do see an upside down rappel come into play a lot off that little balcony there by the garage. And really, really good long angles, honestly, all the way in the kitchen, potentially, and opens up for a lot of frags.
Well, we do see them at least being able to get open a lot of the wall here with the IQ, and then the Buck just coming in and smashing his way around. But, yeah, no electrical will be able to be thrown on the wall. Kaid is... There's a C4, another one. These C4s are just working out for the humble fraggers. But yeah, Kaid not close enough to the wall to really be able to put down the electrical in time, and the IQ and the Buck working together, get it off, get it open for the Bonnet. So no Thatcher being dropped, but still effective work on the wall. Oh, box Xeno, I don't know what to say. There it is. Oh, you can almost. You're so close, man. You see him.
Oh, those metal bars just sometimes don't want to work out in your favor. He does. Oh, he lights him up too, and potentially even downs him. And
No,
I think what a shot, Snowy! Nice one tap, my friend. I think that was a one tap. I couldn't hardly hear, but
I don't know. But he deleted him. You know, so it was Dax that got the kill onto the Bandit of Insane. But
okay.
Yeah, then he got a very nice deletion of his head from Snowy there.
Yeah, he was probably a little bit confused as to where he died from. You don't expect an SMG-11 to be able to take you out from that distance. As we see the shotgun swing and take out another player, that's a triple kill for Snowy. He's popping off this round.
He's doing the work his team needs, and here we go for plant. And well, Snowy's here. Is the C4 gonna rip? No, he'll just run, and then it'll be orbit over by the white man.
Why are you gonna steal this man's 4K? But good job, Humble Fraggers. You got yourself around there. It's looking really good. You take the momentum away from a team like Rated, and it's looking pretty solid for you here. So let's keep that momentum up. If I was Humble right now, I would be pushing to take some really good sites, pull out some wacky strats that potentially Rated hasn't seen yet against you guys, and try and make it work. And again, no Thatcher being shown here before the 6-pick phase. Just now I'm gonna notice that from now on, Ted. You caught me slacking on that one.
Every single round is gonna be in your brain. Do they have a Thatcher? Do they have a Thatcher? Well, I do want to point out as well that the 2 rounds that Rated Gaming won, they were on the sites that are considered not really the primary sites, the weaker sites, really. So, now that they went to an actual primary site, the basement, they got that round. So maybe it's just a matter of the fact of they were trying out the different sites, seeing if they could pick up an early round off that. And now that they're back to the actual strong sites, they feel a lot more confident, and they know that they can win some of these rounds here.
Yeah, it definitely looks like that could be the case. I mean, if anything, it's best to probably get the quote-unquote worst sites out of the way first, at least in my personal opinion. A lot of times you see teams and even casters really favoring the primary and secondary sites first, but in my opinion, if you try and play those worst sites first and you're able to pick up round wins and set the momentum in your favor early with those bad sites, then you're able to continue your momentum and pick them up on the better sites emphatically later on. So that's, I think, what we're about to see here with Reapers. They picked up a win on basement. Now they're going to go back to the traditional primary site that is CEO and what we like to call potentially projector. Sometimes you hear it a bunch of different ways, but we'll just say second floor for now.
So it looks like there is going to be quite a bit of contention over towards the admin side. You see the Legion, you have the Mozzie. Okay, well, you don't have the Mozzie anymore. I say things. and then of course it just has to not be there anymore.
It's almost like caster premonition. I swear, I've had that happen so many times. You're like, ooh, are we gonna see this person do this? And then all of a sudden they just get deleted. So it's almost like keeping our mouth shut might benefit the players more if you're a believer in like Sixth Sense type stuff. But right now, you know, maybe I'll say like, ooh, Rome here about to go and get a frag, and we'll see if maybe he gets nitroed or something like that. But you never know. Yana using her ability to the best of her ability right now, getting muted, however. But she does get a little bit of intel for her team that they are clear over on admin side and even up through Winter. Looks like nobody's really watching long desk right now as Zofia actually starting to exchange a little bit of fire here. You only see the Jaeger come out, whereas Wamai is pretty typical on this side as well to deny utility. Ooh, somebody playing the balcony actually gets a nice little frag, it looks like, onto the Legion. So now it's down to a 5v3, very low HP here for some of these defensive players, as Snowy picking up another frag here. He's going to be really happy with his performance after this game. Going to be holding a lay-down shotgun angle. Really smart here as the enemy team decides to start pushing. Ooh! Goyo deletes that long desk player here. Plant potentially going down, but gets pulled off as they hear the nitro rip. No effect there, however. Yana takes out the player inside a CEO deck. CEO office, excuse me. IQ takes out the mute, and it's going to be left to Goyo in a 1v3 situation here. He knows that IQ's there, and he's sort of in a bad position. If he moves anywhere to the right, he's going to get deleted from both places, and that's exactly what happens there. Bana finishes him off.
It was unfortunate, as the plant could have been stopped by that Vector's rattling off. It could have been stopped by the Goyo with the C4, but unfortunately he C4'd the wrong spot, and so the plant just wasn't denied at all. So I mean, good round by Rated Gaming.
Yeah, good round rated for sure. In that situation, if I was Humble Fraggers, if I was that Goyo player, you want to assume that they're going to be planting closer up to connector, either in that bomb location that we saw there, which
Bomb
some people
chassis.
tend to call default, or even up closer to the door, over by the windows almost of balcony. That's another common spot in that corner. You want to assume that they're going to be trying to plant there, because if they're all the way in the back corner, you can see them effectively as a defender. You can see them in that position, so it's not very safe to plant there. So try and nitro in the spot where you assume that they're going to be.
Well,
But,
you could also
I'm
see that plant spot from the long desk, and Snowy, I believe it was, as the mute. He still had his C4, I believe, and so that also could have happened. That also could have been another C4, but just unfortunately didn't happen, didn't hit. Whatever happened, his engagement with IQ
point.
on the connector window.
Yeah, that connector window is way strong here in the late round gameplay. But looks like they're going to be taking the second floor, second round in a row here. Same operator choices for the most part, with the exception of actually, I think both the Italians coming out as a change. Correct me if I'm wrong.
No, so they had Maestro.
Oh no,
last
it's
time they
actually
were on
first
site.
floor site, isn't it?
Yeah, they had Maestro last time they were here, but Alibi is definitely a change.
It's a little bit grainy on my end watching through Discord, so pardon me if I ever make a mistake like that, but it is going to be a first floor site, so that's entirely my bad.
It's just
right,
Discord
here we
in
go.
general. I don't like
Yeah,
Discord video sharing.
Yeah, no, it's not the best. Unless you have Nitro, you can't really count on it to be entirely reliable.
What?
But Nitro is just... What? Did he get Legion Mine through the window?
I think the goo mine was sitting on the windowsill?
Odd.
I don't know. I really don't
That...
know.
Well, you know what? That's something for the history books there. Getting goo mined on repel. Who would have thought? But here we are, Yito on the window repel of Copier. This is a position that we've seen them play numerous times here. Mute playing behind the reinforced wall, potentially going to be contesting that. Alibi drops down to first floor as well, so we might see a potential run out here. Ooh, Legion actually playing inside the bathroom. A little bit exposed here to the IQ player who's laying down outside of the main entrance. Oh, nice. Yeah, there's that run out that we were thinking. Alibi all the way from basement gets a kill onto the CEO windows. Habana, however, pushes in, takes out the mute player. So there goes Snowy, who I think is their current top frag, taken out fairly early in this round.
He is the current top frag, yeah, but Rum's traded it out, and that's a huge presence off the CO windows, so they can actually manage to stay up here and really put some pressure on. Although you do see Sabi starting to fall back a little bit, he'll see some bullets, and he'll call for the hatch to be open, which I think Maestro's gonna be able to do here. It is.
Yeah, he's having a freak out moment. That Jaeger is like, dear God, I'm getting pushed. Somebody open the hatch, please. Like you're like, why won't this open? But oh no, Maestro getting taken out as well. I don't know who by.
Habana got him. I don't know how or where exactly.
Potentially a window repel, something like that. Maybe some vertical play. I really don't know, but that's another big detriment here for Reapers as we progress into the final minute of this round right now. We see an operator, I believe, go down, or am I might be tripping here a little bit. I could have sworn I just saw an operator go down, but I think that was just my imagination.
I thought I saw it too, but no. It didn't happen.
Oh,
And Yeeter
good
he'll
frag
try to
from
push
Yeager.
in, but he'll get deleted. However, Box, he'll be able to push in and not get deleted by the Jaeger, so he'll be able to refrag that off. And now in a 2v3, he'll down the Legion inside of the bathroom, and it's all left up to Cave Troll, the Alibi, coming up from the basement up the yellow stairs, and she'll be pinged, I guess, and shot through the wall by Spidey. And another good mine will go off, and Rated Gaming will take round number 5 now.
Yeah, I think why we're seeing such a dominant performance here by Rated is the fact that they're really piecing apart these defenses. They're droning themselves in, they're droning their teammates in, they're getting the intel that they need, they're pushing as a group onto just one or two players at a time. They're not trying to isolate and take 1v1s, which is really how you lose attacking rounds, is if you take 1v1s against defenders, because defenders will almost always be in the better position. You can almost assume that's going to be the case. So if you have to take 1v1 battles against a superior position defender, it's not a really good time for you. So I think that Rated keeps that in mind, and they're able to sort of set up their attacks such that they can really cut out those defenders from having the superior positions. They're able to pinch them from multiple locations at once, make them uncomfortable by having so many off plays, like the window repels,
Defenders,
the
protect your
just
bombs from being
straight up
defused by
run-ins
attackers.
occasionally that you see from like the IQ notably last round. So really all coming together for him right now. But Reaper's still putting up a good fight. They're getting frags every round. Can't count that against them.
No, they're not. And they're now here onto their site. The only site that they've won so far, the basement site. And once again, they showed that Kaye, they showed the Bandit, and well, they're still just electing to bring the IQ and the Buck. So, you know, maybe it'll work again for them. Maybe they'll be able to use the Buck and the IQ to get the wall, at least be able to be open. But they do bring the Thermite this time, so it'll at least be a lot faster to get that wall open once the Jews start getting those Electric Claws or those Bandit batteries off the wall. I believe
Yeah, I
the
love-
Electric called the
Locate a
hatch.
bomb and defuse it.
That's interesting to see, actually. Typically, you'll see bathroom get played by a defense, actually, and that hatch will be open, and you'll typically see some reinforcements up inside of there. That's typically what you see in the Pro League meta, at least right now, is that it's better to try and get a couple frags and then fall off through that hatch. But right now, we're seeing almost more of a turtle setup from the defense, so we're going to see if it works out for them. Hatches are broken up on the second floor, so I don't know if that's just a roamer, and, ooh, it is. Castle on the roam.
Castle
right
and the
now.
Jaeger on the room above. Yeah.
Okay. Okay, well,
they'll be trying to just waste a little bit of time here. He's hitting triple drone, it seems. One drone
yeah,
first, then another one. Another one's nearby, and I think that one spotted Sobbing, actually.
that's so frustrating as a defender when you just are getting droned by so many people and you can't do absolutely anything about it, because if you shoot it, it gives away your position even more. If you don't shoot it, then, well, you're leaving intel for the enemy team, and you can pretty much assume whenever you see a drone that you're either about to get pushed or that you just need to rotate away quickly. But it's typically the first option. You're about to get pushed if you see that many drones coming at you. So we'll see if that's going to be the case here. Coming down to minute 45 left in round number 6. We're about to swap in the half. Interesting position with the Cade. I didn't honestly even know that you could get up there, but he's going to decide that that's not the spot to be, and he's going to fall off and potentially move somewhere else. Thermite gets the wall open. He's getting the second half of that wall as well. Upside down repel on the piano windows, I believe, is what was able to get that done onto the bandit charges there. Lots more drones coming out.
That's where drones, and it looks like they're electing to not even try to bother with the upstairs, and they're all just piling outside of the breach here, really, except for Box Xeno, who's still outside of Circle Dash, just waiting for somebody to try to rotate through there. And yeah, looks like they're really just trying to set up for here to a push into the site, but
I think it's potentially a smart idea because if you can drone them out and get the intel of where they are and sort of pre-fire those angles as we see, ooh, a frag onto the, wow, oh, wow, okay, the IQ and the buck going down here from, I believe the castle took both of them out. Nice job to him. That really evens up the odds a little bit. The last 3 attackers are centered. They're going to be pushing forward. Flashbangs and grenades have all sorts going out right now. Plant goes down. Oh no, it does not actually. It does not get stuck, and it's going to be down to a 1v4 situation. So if you're taking out the mute and trying to figure out where the rest of the operators are, she's going to be able to pistol the kite.
Huh?
But did the nitro cell go off?
So he threw the nitro cell, he died, and then it went off.
I think maybe he just hit the button, or potentially the Nokia phone that he's using to dial it.
That's a known glitch. It's so unfortunate.
Okay.
If you spam the C4 button, even after you die, it can set it off.
That is unfortunate, actually. Is that going to be any type of rehost, or are we just going to assume that that is the round there?
That's just the round. We're gonna play
Okay.
on.
Okay,
If,
well, we
if the
will go
admins
on
see
with it.
and they want to call something, they'll let me know. But
Okay, well,
play on.
fantastic. I'm okay with playing on. It gives it more of a close game feel here right now, as it's 4-2 at the half. And this is a pretty attacker-sided map, historically. So I think that we might be able to see a little bit of a Reaper's comeback.
I hope so. This has been a pretty good game so far. Snowy especially has been popping off.
Defenders,
I
protect
do
your
want to address
bombs
one thing. I see
used
people
by
asking in
attackers.
chat, is this Xbox? No. I just use a controller for spectating.
Yeah,
This is
controller,
on
it's just,
PC.
it's so much easier to spectate. It makes it a lot smoother because, you know, if you're hitting WASD and stuff like that, I've had experience trying to cast that way or observe that way. That's what it looks like, as opposed to the nice, like, smooth, graceful movements that you're seeing right now. Ted,
Especially
thank you for the clarification.
these are all controller.
Oh yeah, the zoom-ins and stuff like that, it's so much easier because if you look at the keyboard controls for observing, it's like all spread out. There's like 3 different locations on the keyboard that you have to do to accomplish one move. It's insane.
5
But
seconds left.
here we are. Prep phase over, and it looks like it's going to be actually a top 4 defense this time. I didn't miscall that site because God knows Discord is faking me out today. Windows getting prepped on the balcony, and we know there is no Nomad, so potentially a run out is going to be possible here. Right now, seeing a couple repels coming out from the attackers of the Reapers here after this side switch. Vigil able to shoot a drone here. That's a little bit of intel gone early, but now they know to be a little bit cautious that somebody is potentially watching their repel. Defensive lineup here, pretty standard, I would say, for top floor, with the exception of the Legion. Typically, you would see the Legion get picked out for maybe Wamai, maybe Smoke. With Smoke being banned, however, though, that's not going to be the case, obviously. But
What is with all these operators we're seeing with suppressors on their ARs? Is this the
well,
APAC?
well, there was the suppressed challenge, actually, for the battle pass, where you have to get a number of suppressor kills, 70 I believe it was, so potentially people just forgetting to take the attachment off their gun. But at the same time, we saw Buck run it, I think, every round on rated, so who knows, maybe just really liking the super sneaky aspect of it.
Maybe, I guess. Cave Troll here on this spiral repel is so close to being able to see Rome, and Rome actually is pretty close with Savian and Orbit down here in Visa, and he's going to start to push up in the hallway here. Looks like the Ash is looking towards Teller, not actually towards the hallway here, and so if he swings out, he might be able to get something. Looks like the
Yeah,
camera
this
debug
could be a
camera's gone,
god-tier
and-
flank, and it is! Does he get the... No, he only picks off the one. I think he he very much lights up the sledge as well. I thought he was going to be able to get the nice little double, but the sledge just saves his own life and runs away. But still, good job, Rome, getting at least one operator and really not losing any HP for his efforts.
Actually very close to Orbit here again. Yep, right behind him. There he is. And he'll pick up the
Bomb
frag, and
located by
Rome...
attackers.
Well, I mean, he did a lot of damage and a kill, so that's a trade that I would be pretty happy with if I was on the defense. And he wasted a lot of time as they just now are getting admin short control, and another pick goes out the way. Yito's going to swing out as well. He'll get one pick, he'll get two, and he'll get almost a
Oh,
third.
man, he almost had a triple. That was so close, but really good frag. Oh, team kill?
What?
Uh-oh.
He doesn't let Snowy get the kill!
All right. I mean...
Doesn't want him to pad his stats anymore, and so...
you do you, man, but Still, I don't know. I mean, you're about to win the round anyway in a 1v5 almost situation. You take out your teammate. I don't know what the thought process was there. Maybe it was an accident, thinking that it might have been a Zofia player on the attack or something like that, down, possibly trying to withstand. I don't know. Maybe a missed
Uh,
call or just, I don't know,
Honestly,
touch of fun.
here's the thing though. It may have been a missed call, it may have been an accident, but I know on our team, so many people would do that in a heartbeat.
Oh,
So
100%. I
I
mean,
can see it being
I've team
totally
killed so
intentional.
I've team killed peakers, I think, 3 times now in a competitive match setting. So, you
Every
know,
time he's just so he's not even mad, it feels like. He's just like
he's used to it. He's used to it at this point,
Attackers
to be
need to
entirely
locate
honest
and
with you.
defuse the
So,
bomb.
and the majority of the time, it's me on the AR-33 of Thatcher. So, get me off Thatcher, Neo, if you're listening. When Thatcher's unbanned, potentially trade me out. Like, I think that's just my crutch. I frag out on Thatcher, but you know, not a good idea to keep me on that if you want me to save my teammates' lives. Here we are. Basement's going to be the site here for Rated, potentially going into a match point situation after this round if they can pick it up. Reaper's hoping to stay out of that because they definitely want to pick up 3 points from a win here. If they get this round, they're looking a lot better to do so.
10 seconds left.
A couple more seconds left in the prep phase right here. We do see the Thatcher and the
5
Therm
seconds
come
left
out
before
from
insertion.
Reapers. Thank God somebody's using the God tier operator himself
Attackers'
of Thatcher.
objective is to defuse
So
the
that's
bomb.
looking pretty good. That'll be honestly very easy to get the wall here within the first probably 30 seconds.
especially since they only have the Kaid, and if you can just double EMP the wall, Kaid can't do anything, and the wall can get open for free. But it looks like Sabian actually is going to go up to the platform, narrowly misses Rome. No suppressor on the AR, such a shame. But he'll get in an early engagement here with Rome. That's Orbit as well. Rome's in the window waiting for somebody here. Sabian will do that. Oh, a C4 tossed out.
I don't know if that C4 was the best plan there early, but it doesn't matter anyway, as Kai's actually going to be able to take out Sophia. I think maybe through the floor. What a shot.
She shot open the floor here with one of her impacts onto the floor. Kai peeked it, and he got the kill.
Yeah, beautiful job there. I mean, that basically prevents, for the time being anyway, the Kite Claw from being destroyed too easily. Obviously, the Thatcher is still there. Ooh, Zito's going to get down, I believe, from a window player again. The window play is just so strong on this map. And I believe that was their only top floor roamer, so they're pretty much free to start pushing in, and you are going to see that here as the Buck goes to try and confirm that kill. Mozzie potentially rotating up spiral stairs. I don't think the attackers know. He's trying to alt walk a little bit. What do you think? Is he going to be able to get this nice little double kill here for his team?
Well, it seems like none of the attack knows that he's up there, so if he's able to push up and get that flank off, yes, I think very much he'll be able to flank in box, getting very aggressive on the breach. Tries to peek out, does a little bit of damage to Snowy, it seems, but nothing really for his troubles there. And Rome's still sitting on the upper spiral. He'll move towards Circle Disc actually now. So it looks like he's going to try to get in. He'll get spotted.
Oh, no,
So
he got
is now known. Does some damage to Orbit. No damage taken himself. And Box Xeno's actually above. Yeah, there it is. He'll get the kill onto Sabian. And now Ready Gaming looking a little bit weak. They have the breach open. They have 1 minute left to go. But they still have 2 roamers plaguing them up above.
That was a pretty good looking bait and switch right there. I think the Mozzie might have called for the Jaeger to rotate up yellow since it was relatively free, or maybe not up yellow, maybe up spiral, one of the two. But in any case, Mozzie going down, getting spotted, draws the attention of the attackers away and allows for the Jaeger to be able to get that frag right now. Now it's down to Orbit and the Thatcher player, whose name I cannot see due to the pixelation of Discord. And it doesn't matter, it's going to be finished off here, Rated, losing only 1 operator that round and wins round 8, sending it into a match point situation. So is Reaper's going to be able to get the tie here, or is it going to be a Rated win and potentially catapulting them into first place of the Western Conference?
I would say that it definitely seems likely, as it is a huge hill to overcome, and they have only Humble Fraggers. I don't believe they have won a single attack yet. I don't think. That's what I was trying to say.
Words are hard. I've said strategical strategy while casting before. My old teammates made a lot of fun out of that one. So. So I don't blame you there at all, but you are correct. This is a very defensive sided half here for Rated Gaming. So it's just looking like the the skill of Rated come into play today. Not to count out a couple of the fraggers here on Reapers, but Rated showed up ready to go. Potentially having VOD reviewed
Defenders,
here. I
protect your
mean, you
bombs
see
from
Rated
being
as a
defused by
very strong
attackers.
team here in the Western Conference,
Bomb
so
located by
they probably
attackers.
did their homework, getting ready for exactly what Reapers is going to throw at them. But we see Ying come out for the first time today. Nice pick, I think. I love playing Ying on a couple
Discover the
strategies.
location of a bomb.
He's certainly a fun operator, and I'm not sure what the players are talking about in the chat there. But, they seem to be a bit happy.
Yeah, I don't really know. I can't read anything right now.
Well,
What
they
the way
said
Discord's
numerical,
looking.
and then they said alphanumeric, and I don't know what's going through their head.
They're speaking code, maybe? Like maybe that's like a
They're trying to
Western
say
Conference
something.
code to say like, hey, let's let us win these rounds. We want a point in the
Saying
Western
something
Conference.
hey, throw it for us using codes that we don't know as masters.
Oh god, you never know, man. They could be. It could be a whole underground R6 player like society here for NACL, something like that, with like the black robes and everything like that, and the skulls and candlelit.
So I think
Whatever.
it was for
Too far.
Insane here. He did have the suppressor on from some of those challenges. But,
What was
he's
that?
not
I'm sorry,
taking
Ted. I missed it.
Insane there, the Jackal. Rome winning the fight against the Ying there. 1 HP though. So they do have the dock, and yep, he will start to get stimmed. And Guido here on the Visa stairs. Looks like they don't even know of his presence. And Rome's going to try to re-engage a little bit. They see the drone.
Oh, you know what? This is actually a really smart play here to wait off on killing that drone beast. He's pretty much focused on the vigil, and he's gonna honestly misspot this Jaeger, but Jaeger makes himself known with a couple shots out. Oh, what a quick round! That was a flawless. Everyone tried pushing the same angles, and they all got taken out in I think the first 45 seconds.
Indeed, and
Oh my god.
well played to Rated Gaming there, holding down the line with the 3 players above. Very good game from Rated Gaming here today. And we did see some very good stuff from Humble Fraggers as well. So overall, very good. GG.
Yeah, I would say GG's for sure. And wow, what a game. Yeah, Rated. That's going to propel them up into first place for the time being. So right now, they are looking really strong here. They've got 7 wins, 1 loss, and 2 draws